Copyright disclaimer. This was the dream I had at the early hours of Hayom. I saw an enormous image of the Virgin Mary. Then I warned others who were around me that it's a hologram. It had me taken aback since I thought it would be something like this. I was a bit anxious too that something might happen to the citizens watching, since we are aware that military weapons can be used or might be used during implementation of the Blue Beam project, aka alien deception. Then I woke up. It makes a lot of sense that instead of the image of Yahushua, the Catholic version, that they'll be projecting the image of the Virgin Mary since the Philippines is majorly Catholic populated. It's one of two nations in Asia that is Catholic and the third largest in the world. 86% of the country is RC. Hence, if you want to deceive the nation, it's this image. That brought back childhood memories. In 1993, a certain guy called Judiel Nieva became quite popular. He said that it started during the 80s, late 80s, that he had been seeing the apparition of the Virgin Mary talking to him, even seeing the graven image crying with them. Even mentioned that there was a time that he saw the greater light dancing. Some Marian devotees claimed that they were restored when they went to the place where the apparition happened. In Agoo, La Union, wherein the statue were later tagged There Lady of Agoo, Immaculate Queen of Heaven and Earth. It's intriguing to me that the image that I saw in the dream kind of looked like that, but the dress was more like this. White, more white, then a little bit of blue. Back to Judiel Nieva, it's fascinating how he was made to look like what they call the Santo Niño. Then later on, he became a she, a trans woman. But even before that, the Vatican had already declared that the apparitions were fraudulent. That brings us to the latest Vatican declaration regarding phenomenon.
Importante sarebbe una dichiarazione di nihil obstat.
Nihil obstat meaning no obstacle.
Che indica, come diceva Benedetto XVI, indica che non c'è nulla di contrario alla fede e alla morale e che è possibile aderire a questo fenomeno in maniera prudente, anche se non si è obbligati a farlo, ma è prudente farlo. Questa dichiarazione di nihil obstat permette al Vescovo di cogliere tutto ciò che può esserci di positivo e di utilizzare questa esperienza buona per il bene dei suoi fedeli.
Use it for their own advantage? Manipulation? Deception? According to the BBC article, it says that the RC will take a more cautious approach. The nihil obstat document will lay out stricter rules to assess the truthfulness of such claims, to ensure that they aren't fraudulent or an attempt to make money, and that said phenomenon or phenomena wouldn't damage the unity of the, in essence, apparitions, etc., would be rarely recognized by the Vatican to be supernatural. Furthermore, the document says that the bishops are authorized to ban the worship of some phenomena. Implication: that means that if they don't ban it, then the devotees would still continue to worship since they think that the Vatican had already allowed it. Much like what it says in the article that those places became pilgrims and visit spots since they were recognized by the RC. Quite noting too that in the past, there was a time wherein they said that the greater light was seen to be zigzagging. Did Judiel Nieva knew that it was said to have happened decades before his time? Now, I'm sharing this dream in order to warn the Filipinos, especially since the average Filipino or majority of the citizens are oblivious of the technology that are out there that are manipulated by the enemy. The greater light is already duplicated or may be duplicated, much like what China says.
Our next story is about an artificial sun, a man-made sun. China wants to make it. They've set up a company for it, a state-owned consortium that will create an artificial sun.
Is Beijing getting close to creating the coveted artificial sun? We can't be sure yet, but here's what we know so far. The Chinese have been working to achieve fusion for years through something called magnetic confinement technology. What's that? Unstable hydrogen is run through a donut-shaped reactor. Magnets compress it at high temperatures. The hydrogen then fuses into helium and generates energy in the process. It's actually how stars like the sun work, which is why fusion reactors are sometimes called artificial suns.
This isn't a theory but a fact. Infuse that with the power of the hologram. For the naysayers, government will be using it. They are already using it in Dubai when they had projected 2 Yariak.
Mars has 2 moons. Most of us is not aware about this information. 2 moons, Venus and Deimos. And so we wanted to give the people of the UAE a unique and very special experience, a very special surprise. What if the time comes where humankind managed to inhabit Mars? Most of us never thought about it. To make this happen, we used the latest technology and invisible screens to project the image of the 2 moons into the night sky. We didn't tell anyone about it.
May Filipinos, other nations too, awaken from the upcoming deception. It may be religious images or aliens that they'll be putting out there depending on the country, on the nation. But still, they'll be using it to create chaos and then order. Awaken from the web of lies that the enemy had stitched out. Yahushua have never called his Ima to be put into the pedestal, but instead he called her Isha. Furthermore, we had been warned that great signs will be used by the enemy in order to try to deceive even the Bakhirim. For as lightning goes out from the Mizrach and shines to as far as the Ma'arav, thus will be the Bias Hamashiach, the coming of Hamashiach, Yahushua. Baruch haba Bashem Yahuwah, Yahushua. Baruch is he who comes in the Shem of Yahuwah. That is Yahushua HaMashiach. Shabbat Shalom!